unmuted? Oh, then delete that mic.
And that is the designated player, so they will only be batting. They will not be in the field this evening. Batting 7th is Hapa Fosu. That is the left fielder for the Scots. Batting 8th, catcher Barnes. And batting 9th, second baseman, number 5, Rodriguez de Villa. And in the field for the Broncos, at first base we have Stratton. She is the flex, so she will not be batting this evening. At second base is Fraley. Shortstop is January, and third base is Burrell. In right field, we have Ruffin. Center field is January, and left field is Summer. Pitcher this evening is Brielle D, and catcher is Delaney Hill for the Broncos. So what is a strong lineup here for the Broncos as we are just about ready to get underway. First batter steps in towards the box for the visitors. Asia Brooks, who is the pitcher, so early pitcher-on-pitcher matchup here. D's first pitch is high and away for ball 1. It's a beautiful day. It was a little rainy earlier as pitch 2 comes in here, a little high, ball 2. But it was a little misty earlier in the day. Everything was wet when we got here. We have a tent set up over us, so hopefully the weather shouldn't play any factors. But if it should, we will certainly keep you updated. A low ball 3, so down in the count early to the first batter. Certainly still getting warmed up is Brielle D, number 37, on the mound this evening for the Broncos. This, of course, could be a doubleheader for either one of these teams, so whoever wins this game will go on to play in the championship for this afternoon. And that is strike number 1, so pulling back in towards this pitch count. 3-1 is the count to batter Asia Brooks. Strike 2, full count. Brielle D fights her way back into this count, filling it up from the mound. Tristan Jordan on the call, joined by Caden Carbajo on the camera. We're honored that you are joining us this evening on Spring Hill Sports Live. That one's popped up into shallow right, and it's gathered no problem by Ruffin. So fly ball early, caught by Ruffin. So that is 1 out on this game thus far. First pitch called strike to the new batter, Coralie Jones, the shortstop for the Scots. Brielle D pulling herself up early in this count. Slowly warming into this matchup, and again, strike, this time swinging from Coralie Jones. Good start there with the pop out to Ruffin, going ahead early in this count, 0-2. D with the delivery. And that's strikeout number 1 on the evening for Brielle D. So that's 2 outs here early in the top of the first. 2 up, 2 down. One from a pop fly and the second from a strikeout. So 1 K on the evening for D, and that's strike number 1 against the new batter, Naomani Nova Santos, the right fielder for the visitors. goes down early in this count, 0-1 with 2 outs. Broncos trying to get a 1-2-3 inning here, and that swing is a bit too low for strike number 2. Leveling out her swing here, stepping into the box. Nova Santos ready for pitch number 3. Foul tip that time, goes off of the back guard. So a foul tip, 3 pitches to this batter. 2 strikes. Brielle D going ahead early on this third batter after a strikeout on the second. And a strikeout on the third as well. So a 1-2-3 inning for the Broncos. They will switch sides here, and we will be right back after these messages. Keep it right here on Spring Hill Sports Live.
What is typically a daunting, frustrating, and intimidating experience was enjoyable and exciting because of Amy. She listened to what we envisioned for our future home and was able to show us houses that reflected this. She was with us every step of the way, taking the time to answer our phone calls and texts. We ended up with our dream home all thanks to Amy.
Feel at home while you find your next home with Amy Kelly of Reese Nichols Real Estate. Amy goes above and beyond for her clients and even makes a contribution to Ronald McDonald House with every closing. Contact Amy Kelly to buy or sell your home.
Massage is more than relaxation. Apex Massage Therapy can go beyond with targeted work for headaches and sinuses, myofascial releases, trigger point therapy, neuromuscular therapy, reflexology, cupping, and hot stones. Kylie's hands go right to the problem areas and work out all the issues. She is certified in prenatal massages, oncology, lymphatic drainage, pre- and post-surgery massages, and she can also work on minors and athletes. For openings and specials, like and follow Apex MT on Facebook.
Are you looking for a trusted heating and air conditioning contractor? Look no further than Comfort Designs, Spring Hill's Heating and Air Conditioning Company. Comfort Designs Heating and Air has 100% NATE certified technicians who are friendly, knowledgeable, and ready to help. They'll care for your home and complete the job with speed and precision. Locally owned and operated right here in Spring Hill for more than 20 years. Comfort Designs Heating and Air Conditioning. See all they have to offer at comfortdesigns.net. Or schedule your appointment at 913-592-4453.
And welcome back to Spring Hill High School for tonight's Keisha Championship for the Region 2 here in the 5A softball for high school varsity sports. Pitch number 1 to Emma Reeves, number 16 at bat, the leadoff batter this evening for the Broncos. They had a 1-2-3 inning at the top of the first. We're now in the bottom of the first. No outs. First strike to Emma Reeves. She swung though, so doesn't necessarily mean it was in the strike zone. Pitch count levels out that time with an errant throw from pitcher Asia Brooks, who had a pop fly in her first at-bat, leading the Scots in the top of the first. Strike to shallow center was gathered calmly by none other than Ruffins. Pitch number 3 is way over everybody at the plate, so that is ball 2. So 2-1 is the count to Emma Reeves. As we get set, ready to go, Asia Brooks reclaims the rubber on the mound. I mentioned earlier it was a rather misty day today in Spring Hill at least. It's slowly calmed down. It's starting to cool off a little bit as well. A nice heavy hit from Reeves. It's into shallow right and gathered calmly by right fielder Nova Santos. So first connection with the ball from Reeves is gathered for an out. Unlucky from Reeves. It did have a bit of a dip to it, but it was gathered calmly by Nova Santos. So batter number 2 steps into the batting box is Olivia Fraley, the second baseman for the Broncos. Low first pitch. She swings on it, gets a good connection, but it goes just foul on the far side, just shallow of that third base line. So 0-1 to Olivia Fraley, the second baseman for the Broncos. Temperature certainly cooling off. It says it's 65 on my phone. It feels a little cooler than that, maybe closer to 60 or breaking into the 50s. Pitch 2 this time. Nice connection headed straight for us here in the broadcasting booth. Reeves rounds first, or Fraley rounds first, and then gathers herself, returning to the bag. That's a base hit. So a leadoff hit here from the second batter. It's a nice line drive there from Fraley to get herself on base. That'll bring up the third batter of this lineup. Fraley on first. Burrell gets contact on her first pitch. It will go foul behind the catcher. So 0-1 to Burrell, third baseman up to bat. Nora Burrell, her first at-bat of the evening. She does have a friend on base in Fraley, number 11. Fraley prepped and ready to steal. She will do so, running all the way there, and there's no coverage on second. So Fraley has a standing steal. So runner on second now in scoring position for the Broncos. There's one out following a pop fly to shallow right field. Both teams starting with the same movement. And Burrell gets good contact on it into shallow right. It goes through the glove of the fielder before being collected and sent back. And I was looking down at my stat sheet over here, and I am not sure how Fraley got out. But Burrell gets a first base hit. So Burrell is on first with 2 outs. Brings up our third batter of the evening. Burrell will steal. She is sliding into second. Safe is the call. Maya January, the shortstop, number 12, is at the plate now for the Broncos. Asia Brooks having a tough start here. A couple of really good contacts, and that errant catch from Barnes at the plate will send Burrell over to third now. So a runner most certainly in scoring position. 2 outs for the Broncos. Here comes the pitch from Brooks. It's a nice changeup right over the plate. That's perfectly lofted. You'll want that one all day. 1 ball, 1 strike is the count to Maya January. This one is a little high, and she will take her base as I am still catching up here. So runners on the corners here as Eliana Ruffin, the right fielder who has fielded 1 pop fly on the evening, takes her stance at the plate. Lefty has to dodge inside as that one's high and towards her face. Gathered by the catcher, no problem though, and that will advance Maya January to second. So 2 runners in scoring position, 2 outs here for the Broncos. That pitch is low and in the dirt. Hit by pitch is the call on the field. And Ruffin will take her base. So Delaney Hill now, catcher for the Broncos at the plate. And she has everything to gain from this at-bat. Base is loaded for the Broncos the first time here. The righty steps into the box. That's a high pitch over Delaney's head. Asia Brooks going to try to bring that one down a little bit. Rein it in. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Asia Brooks on the mound. Nice slow change up there. Lofting that one perfectly over the plate. A little bit of a dip there. The arc was a little high, but when it hit the catcher's mitt, it was level. That one's way over hill, and that is an errant throw, and a run will score for the Broncos. All runners will advance. So Burrell scores on a wild pitch. Ruffin and January advance on that wild pitch. And Delaney Hill now is up in the count. 2-1 with 2 outs. And that hits Delaney Hill right in her midsection. And she will take her base. That brings up the 7th batter on the evening, Brielle D., the pitcher for the home team. We have a called time here. We're going to have a pinch runner as Hill has been hit with 2 outs and the catcher. They're going to bring out a pinch runner. So Delaney Hill will have a courtesy runner. Can't quite tell who it is, but that is ball 1. We now have confirmation that the pinch runner is McFarland. So 1-0 is the count. 2 outs, bases loaded for Brielle D. McFarland, the pinch runner, for Delaney Hill. That is another errant throw, and that will bring home another run. So Maya January will score on a wild pitch. Ruffin advances to third, and McFarland will advance to second. So 2 runners in scoring position. 2-0 is the score, and 2-0 is the count. Brielle D. still in the batter's box. We appreciate you tuning in here for Spring Hill Sports Live and our broadcast of the Acacia Regional Playoffs, hosted by Spring Hill. Here comes the pitch from Brooks. It's low and in the dirt, and that will send the batter over to first. So Brielle D. walks her way to first base. Potentially another courtesy runner here as both coaches are conversing on the bench. At the sideline, brings up the 8th batter of the evening, and we will have a courtesy runner here. D will exit the fray. It looks like Mermis is the pinch runner on first. So bases loaded for Marissa January, center fielder for the Broncos. First pitch called a ball from the home plate umpire. We appreciate you tuning in to Spring Hill Sports Live, which is brought to you by Strode Orthodontics. Strode Orthodontics specializes in creating beautiful, healthy smiles. Dr. Claire Strode and the staff at Strode Orthodontics is experienced as this one is hit straight towards us here. 1 run, 2 runs will score, maybe 3. And this is going to be a stand-up triple as the bases are cleared. Phenomenal strike from Marissa January. Ball into play. That is a phenomenal triple there. She clears the bases except for herself. Hits that one hard into deep center field for a stand-up triple. It has to be gathered by Miller, and all 3 runners will score. So Ruffin, McFarland, and Mermis all score. Marissa January cleaning out the side, and Blair Summer now at the plate with a 1 runner on third. 5 runs thus far for the Broncos in this half inning alone. Asia Brooks with the pitch. It's low and slow, and it's connected but fouled off. So foul ball from Summer. But Strode Orthodontics is experienced, highly trained orthodontic specialists with decades of combined experience with locations in Spring Hill, Olathe, and Overland Park. Learn more at StrodeOrtho.com. Special thank you to Strode Orthodontics for being our presenting sponsor for this evening's broadcasts. Asia Brooks with the pitch. It is high and away. Summer takes as another ball is delivered. Count is 2-1. Summer at the plate, and that will score a run on another wild pitch. January will score 6-0 to the home team. Count is now 3-1 in favor of Summer. Asia Brooks just not having a good day up there on the mound. Unlucky for number 12, but she is going up against the 2 seed as the Broncos ran all of the routes in the regular season, and that will be ball 4. Summer will take her base. So Emma Reeves back up to bat here for the Broncos as they will attempt to run up the score. That ball is high, and Summer will steal second, no problems. The Broncos running the circuit here. 6 runs in 1/2 inning. Runner in scoring position with the top of the lineup at the plate. That pitch is called a ball. 2-0 count here. 2-0 count to the leadoff batter, Emma Reeves. She flew out to right field, shallow right, in her first at-bat, looking to get a better opportunity here as another wild pitch will advance Summer to third. But that triple from January was just a phenomenal hit. It was hit really strong right at us here in deep center field. It bounced and then rolled its way all the way to the warning track. Had to be gathered by Miller and then put back into play. And that's a low ball 4. That will advance the runner on to first. So Reeves on first, Summer on third, and Fraley steps into the plate. And that will bring all of the Scots to the mound to have a chat with head coach. As Asia Brooks may be getting a pep talk here. As the Scots just try to get out of this inning. They are 1 out away. They got both outs pretty early on. Now the question is whether or not they can get out of this inning, limiting the damage to only 6, which is rare to say. But every now and then in high school softball, we'll hear that call. Olivia Fraley had a single line drive just over the second baseman in her first at-bat in the same inning. Fraley doing the same thing here would score at least 1 more. And that pitch is a called strike. That is going to advance Reeves as well. She steals to second. Nice connection from Fraley. That goes deep into left field. It goes under the left fielder's glove. Everyone will go around the bases, and Fraley with a stand-up triple. Following her single earlier in this inning, has a stand-up triple. That's 2 triples in the same at-bat. Great line drive there. Went under the glove of Foshu. So 8 runs in this at-bat, in this half inning rather. Burrell back up to the plate. She scored the first run for the home team. Fraley on third. Fraley's first at bat, she hit a ground ball in between second baseman and the shortstop into shallow center. This time right at the first baseman, who hits it and isn't able to get the tag. A run will score. Strong contact that time around. Hits the first baseman's glove. It falls out of the glove, and she's able to advance to the plate. It's a nice line drive there. Line drive single right at Cadet. Burrell gets to first. Fraley will score, so 9-0 is the half-inning score. They're going to check on Cadet here, making sure that she is okay. She says she's fine, and so umpire and head coach walk away. As we get Maya January stepping back into this batter's box with a fresh count. 2 outs here for the Broncos as the Scots try to retire the side after allowing 9 runs. First pitch is a ball 1. 1-0 count here to Maya January. Heavy contact from January, sending it high, lofted into shallow left field. It bounces off the left fielder's glove. Burrell will score, and January will get a stand-up double. So plenty of additional bases here. As that fly ball into shallow left field will give January a stand-up double, and Burrell will score. 10-0 is the score here in the bottom of the first inning. After this game, the Broncos will go head-to-head against the victors of the last matchup, which was between Topeka Seaman and Blue Valley Southwest. I believe Topeka Seaman won that game. So if this result stands, it will be the Broncos against Topeka Seaman in the championship for the region. This is just one triple header of 4 that are happening across the state of Kansas today, in this region at least, for the 5A class. That's a foul tip from Eliana Ruffin, who took a walk in her first at-bat. Asia Brooks on the mound. And that is a high ball put into play by Barnes, trying to catch Maya January, potentially off her guard. She's able to reset before that call is made. That is ball 4. So Ruffin on first, January on second. Delaney Hill, who got hit by the pitch in her first at-bat in this same inning, comes up to the plate as the Broncos just continue to rack around the bases. 6 hits in 1 inning, 10 runs in the same inning. Broncos attempting to make it more. Asia Brooks with ball 1. Outside on the left. That is ball 2 in the dirt to Delaney Hill. Asia Brooks with 46 pitches in 1/2 inning. Not going exactly to plan for the Scots, as Highland Park are having a high mountain to climb here at the end of this inning. Bit of framing there, but umpire calls strike 1. Count is 3-1. 2 outs, 3-1 here to Delaney Hill. And that is a low ball 4, so bases loaded. And Asia Brooks just can't seem to get out of this inning. It seems like it is certainly going to have to come from a ground out or a fly out, as Delaney Hill will get a courtesy runner yet again. This will be McFarland to first base. So McFarland on first, Ruffin on second, Maya January on third, and Brielle D flies out to right field. It bounces off of the right fielder's glove. The bases will clear, except for D, who will stay on third. So 3 stand-up triples in the same inning. Great strike there from D, as 3 more will score. January, Ruffin, and McFarland all score. Spring Hill Broncos 13. Highland Park Scots 0. Both of the corner outfielders having errors on these plays as well, hitting their gloves and bouncing out. Called strike 1 to Marissa January, center fielder, 8th in the lineup this evening for the Broncos. And the count will level out 1-1. They tag Brielle D, still on first. They're still on third, safe at third. January had a nice line drive to center field in her first at-bat. And a high ball 2. They will check on D over on third yet again, just trying to circulate the ball, take a bit of the pressure off of Brooks, who's already on 53 pitches in 1/2 inning. Great contact there from Marissa January. That will go back to the track, and a foul ball is the call. Went over the fence just on the wrong side of the foul pole. So count levels to 2-2 following a foul ball. Positive play as we get that ball back into the diamond. Asia Brooks. That's high, ball 3. That is a wild pitch, and D will score. So the Broncos continue to rack up the points here, as the score increases to 14-0. So I try to resize our graphics here so we can get that full score line for you. And it is just not wanting to work for me, so Marissa January will take first. And January steals second following that wild pitch. As I try to get my notes caught up here and also fix the graphic for you, the Broncos just continue to round the bases and rack up the score. That's ball 2. January teases a steal for third, but just jogs on back. Two-0 count. Great contact. That one's headed for the fence. And that is a home run. Blair Summer, left fielder, with a home run. Both will score. That is deep center field, as deep as the field goes. And now they've hit everything. They've had singles. They've had triples. They have had doubles. Hit by pitches, walks, and now a home run from Blair Summer. And we are back to the top of the lineup. 16-0 from the Broncos. They are just relentless. Not wanting to give any leeway. Reeves at the plate will take ball 1. So what an inning this has been for the Broncos. Just incredible stuff. And that will be a wild pitch for ball 2. For a Spring Hill fan, this is certainly a fun game to watch, but it also reaches the point where you almost wonder if a batting practice may have led to the similar result. And you have to feel for the Scots. This is just such an uneven matchup, clearly, with the scoreline of 16-0. 3-0 is the count to Reeves, as she will find her way to first base on a walk. Olivia Fraley, who's had a stand-up triple and a stand-up single in her first 2 at-bats. Highland Park will sub their pitcher. It will be a change of third base to the mound, is what it looks. We will certainly let you know when we have more information, but until we do, we're going to go to a break. We'll be right back after this.
Your locally owned hometown Allstate agent is Libby Clark. Now at her new location in downtown Spring Hill, Libby and her staff are passionate about the people they serve, helping them protect what matters most. With 24-hour customer service and options for online and in-person appointments, the Libby Clark Agency is the small-town agent you've grown. Your locally owned hometown Allstate agent is Libby Clark. Now at her new location in downtown Spring Hill, Libby and her staff are passionate about the people they serve, helping them protect what matters most. With 24-hour customer service and options for online and in-person appointments, the Libby Clark Agency is the small-town agent you've grown to love, with the experience and products you'd expect from an industry-recognized premier agency. Visit them at their new location in downtown Spring Hill, just 1 block off Main on Hale, or call 913-686-6205.
Michael Grant at Farm Bureau Financial Services is a proud supporter of Spring Hill and cheering on the Broncos. At Farm Bureau Financial Services, their #1 goal is to protect you and your family. Insurance is complicated and not one size fits all. Michael and his team take pride in the relationship they build with their client members. Let them work with you to customize a plan that protects your livelihood and your future. To learn more, call Michael Grant at Farm Bureau Financial Services 913-592-2336 or visit them at 117 South Main in Spring Hill.
At Olathe Health, we perform cutting-edge surgical procedures because changing lives with innovative care drives us, one patient at a time. Olathe Health, advanced healthcare, advancing lives.
If you're off your game because of pain or injury, turn to Olathe Health because orthopedics is our game. Joint repair and replacement, chronic conditions and injuries, hand surgery, sports medicine. Make an appointment today.
Hi, I'm Dr. Aaron Stowe with Paola Veterinary Clinic. We'd like to thank you for trusting us with the care of your pets and large animals. At Paola Vet Clinic, we're proud to be your hometown vets who know and care about your family. Coming soon, a new location here in Paola in the industrial park with cattle hauling and boarding and grooming. With 24-hour emergency services and 3 other locations in Lewisburg, Drexel, and Martin City.
For more than 20 years, Gherkin Rental has been the place to go to get the job done in eastern Kansas and western Missouri. With a huge selection of quality equipment, from roll-offs to trailers, telehandlers to generators, power washers to popcorn makers. Experienced equipment professionals and clean, well-maintained tools to help you get the job done right the first time. Gherkin Rental. Stop by any of their 13 locations across the KC Metro or call 855-GHERKINS. That's 855-437-5367.
Strode Orthodontics is creating beautiful, healthy smiles. Dr. Claire Strode and her staff have decades of combined experience, offering clear and metal Damon smile braces and Invisalign clear aligners for teens and adults. Dr. Strode tailors your treatment to meet your specific needs with 3 convenient locations in Olathe, Overland Park, and Spring Hill. Strode Orthodontics is ready to give you the beautiful smile you've always wanted. Call for your free no-obligation consultation, 913-491-3400, or visit StrodeOrtho.com.
Kaylin Gilliland is our pitcher here, as I remember to unmute myself this time around. So a ball and a strike here from the new pitcher for the Broncos, and that is a nice pitch just outside, but catches the batter swinging for strike number 2. So up in the count, 1-2 to Michaela Cadet, the first baseman for Highland Park. We appreciate you tuning into this broadcast of the Acacia Regional Region 2 playoffs here, as the Spring Hill Broncos are playing host to 4 total teams, including themselves. 16-0 is our score here, with 8 hits for the Broncos, and strike number 3, she goes down swinging. So 1 out here for the home team. And if you look at the score on your screen, it says 1-0, but I am struggling with our graphics, and it is actually 16-0. So I apologize for that technical difficulty on our end. But this brings up batter number 2, Azaria Jones, third baseman for Highland Park, as they are ready to mount a comeback. They're called Highland Park, but they are certainly mounting a high comeback, or will need one at least. Strike is the pitch from Gilliland. And a ball that time in the dirt. Count is 2-1. Or 1-2, excuse me. Getting my numbers mixed up. Gilliland delivers the 4th pitch. It's fouled over the backstop and into the stands. 1-2 to Jones. Zaria Jones, that is. There are 3 Joneses on this lineup for Highland Park. That is a nice pitch, but it's just a bit outside from Gilliland. Full count says, 2-2 is the count now, leveling out. Jones holding her own, and that will strike her out. So Gilliland with her first strikeout in 10 pitches on the inning and on the night. Brings up Lena Eronimus as the new batter, the 3rd batter of the inning for Highland Park, as the Scots try to just get a hit. They put a grounder towards 3rd, but Burrell will collect and send it over to Stratton for the final out of the inning. So 1-2-3 inning here for the Broncos, and that will switch sides. We're headed to the bottom of the 2nd. We'll be back after these messages.
For more than 20 years, Gherkin Rental has been the place to go to get the job done in eastern Kansas and western Missouri. With a huge selection of quality equipment, from roll-offs to trailers, telehandlers to generators, power washers to popcorn makers. Experienced equipment professionals and clean, well-maintained tools to help you get the job done right the first time. Gherkin Rental. Stop by any of their 13 locations across the KC Metro or call 855-GHERKINS. That's 855-437-5367.
First Auction Bank, community banking at its best. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Up your lawn care game at Hers Inc. in Spring Hill. We have one of the area's largest and most diverse selections of lawnmowers, including top brands like Altos, Bobcat, Gravely, Dixie Chopper, and Red Max. Quality built machines for any size job. And when you get your mower at Hers, we offer full service and repairs covered by your warranty. From the backyard to the back 40, the all-star lineup of mowers at Hers will make you the captain of the lawn. See the full lineup at hersinc.net. Call 913-247-3530 or just stop on by.
Welcome back to Spring Hill Sports Live. It is the bottom of the second inning. The Broncos are up 16-0 over Highland Park Scots. There's a new pitcher on the mound as we get ready for this new half inning. It is Burrell up to bat. Asia Brooks is no longer the pitcher after throwing 61 in just two-thirds of an inning as I try to figure out my words here. It is Azaria Jones who has taken the mound. As I try to adjust my rosters here, Nora Burrell is third base, the third in the lineup here. First pitch is a ball. There's a lot of shuffling going on in the infield from that pitching change. Ball 2 is the call. 2-0 count here to Nora Burrell. Burrell has had 2 singles on the day, a ground ball and a line drive, both of which to the right side of the diamond. She gets ready to step into the box. High for ball 3. Count is 3-0 here, as the Scots just can't seem to buy a strike or an out. Swinging foul tip off the bottom of her bat. That one will go out of play. 3-1 as Nora Burrell tries to get on base a little more aggressively than just with a walk. And a line drive ground ball into shallow left field is gathered and put into play. That is a base hit for Burrell. Good contact. Ground ball into shallow left field for a single. As a new batter steps into the box, Maya January, shortstop for the Broncos. Walked her first time at bat. Fraley is on first. January at the plate. That's a low ball, and it bounces beyond the catcher. Fraley will move on to second on a stolen base from a wild pitch. So 16-0 here, bottom of the second. Fraley teasing to third. It's going to be reset though. The helicopter flies low over the top of us. Apologize for any feedback you're getting. Just audio texture, as they call it. An errant ball 4 will see Maya January take her first base. Fraley will advance to third following that wild pitch. That will bring Eliana Ruffin to the plate. The right fielder, batter number 5 in this order for the Broncos. Ball 1's in the dirt, bouncing off the plate. No outs here. Score of 16-0 in the bottom of the second. Broncos are leading. They are the 2 seed for a reason, going 14-4 in their regular season. This one bouncing again inside. January will advance. And it looks like my whole roster system is backwards. Fraley was the player who walked. We're going to figure this out. Burrell is on second. There we go. Okay, we're getting here. Burrell stole second. Following that pitching change, it feels like both teams have done a full shift of lineups here, as we now have Ruffin at the plate. So McFarland's on first. Ruffin at the plate. Nice high ball hit just shallow, just deep on the infield. It's collected by the shortstop, number 6, Jones. She collects, gets it back in. Pop fly out for Ruffin. There's been a lot of subbing going on this lineup for the Broncos, as number 14 is up to bat. Campbell Mermis will line down just foul the third base line. No outs, bases loaded for Campbell Mermis. There's just a bit of an odd air around this park. Everyone just biding their time, hoping this game will speed up a little bit. No energy from the crowd, no energy from either dugout, which is incredibly rare for softball, as it is almost always an engaging sport. Cheers and chants from both dugouts. And that will be strike 3 for Campbell, which should bring Gilliland up to the plate. And it does. Okay, so we have sorted out our lineups. Gilliland takes ball 1. Pitch number 2 is ball 2. So count is 2-0. Kaylin Gilliland, who's the pitcher now for the Broncos, after taking over on the mound, on the rubber for the home team in the top of the second. 1 out, 2-0 is 3-0, excuse me, following that bouncing ball. Not a lot happening other than a lot of Bronco dominance, and that will be strike called by the home plate umpire. 3-1. Kaylin Gilliland at the plate. Pitch is delivered. Gilliland with a nice contact, hitting it to shallow infield, and the runner is safe following a dropped collection from Rodriguez Davila on the throw from Jones. Ball bounces out of Davila's glove, and Gilliland will find her way to first. And Fraley will score. So base is still loaded. Broncos now lead 17-0. Bottom of the second. 1 out. Foul tip there from Marissa January, making the count 0-1. Marissa January was hit by a pitch in her last at-bat and tripled in her first at-bat. Stand-up triple to deep center. That was the one that bounced just in front of us and then rolled all the way to the fence. As the Broncos continue to rack up the score. Burrell on third keeps teasing the catcher. Running about halfway and then turning and coming back. Nice contact from January. Sends it down the third base line, and that will go foul, is the call. Everybody will reset. Three and two, full count here to Marissa January, center fielder for the Broncos. She gets contact on a low grounder to third base. It will be a simple ground out, eliminating the lead runner, and that will retire the side. So, 2 outs, and then 3 following a low grounder to third for the Broncos. That'll retire the side, reset us for the top of inning number 3. We'll be right back on with more Spring Hill Sports Live.
Strode Orthodontics is creating beautiful, healthy smiles. Dr. Claire Strode and her staff have decades of combined experience, offering clear and metal Damon smile braces and Invisalign clear aligners for teens and adults. Dr. Strode tailors your treatment to meet your specific needs with 3 convenient locations in Olathe, Overland Park, and Spring Hill. Strode Orthodontics is ready to give you the beautiful smile you've always wanted. Call for your free no-obligation consultation, 913-491-3400, or visit StrodeOrtho.com.
What is typically a daunting, frustrating, and intimidating experience was enjoyable and exciting because of Amy. She listened to what we envisioned for our future home and was able to show us houses that reflected this. She was with us every step of the way, taking the time to answer our phone calls and text. We ended up with our dream home all thanks to Amy.
Feel at home while you find your next home with Amy Kelly of Reese Nichols Real Estate. Amy goes above and beyond for her clients and even makes a contribution to Ronald McDonald House with every closing. Contact Amy Kelly to buy or sell your home.
Welcome back to Spring Hill Sports Live for this evening's varsity softball doubleheader potentially, or certainly that's what it feels like it's going to end up being. New pitcher on the mound, Jaden Kistner. 2 quick strikes from the new pitcher. And Highland Park just can't seem to get anything going as they are down Beautiful strike number 2 from Kistner. 2 pitches, 2 clean strikes from the third pitcher in the third inning for the Broncos. Third pitcher in 3 innings, I should say. And that is strike number 3. Swinging goes the batter, and out goes the batter at the same time. So we will see another batter in this lineup as Jones goes down swinging. This will bring up Kayla Barnes, who gets a foul tip on that pitch. Great first pitch from Kistner. She's throwing heat out here since taking the rubber. In the top of the third, this ball is clipped into play. It's gathered by McFarland, who has subbed into shortstop and just bobbles it. And Barnes will get on to first base following an error from the shortstop, McFarland. So 1 runner on. Still no hits, but a runner on for Highland Park. Rodriguez Davila, the third baseman, is up to bat. Strike 1 from Kistner. So 1 out. Nice contact there from Rodriguez Davila, and that will go just foul. It's Highland Park trying to gain some momentum here. Certainly a tall order to climb this differential, and that will be foul ball number 2. Count is 0-2. So top of the third inning. Score of 17-0. Pitch from Kistner, clean right over the plate for strike number 3 to retire Rodriguez Davila. And that is also out number 2. So Broncos in the first 2 innings with 1, 2, 3 at-bats, and now with a 1-2. After an error to McFarland, saw Barnes get on to first. New batter at the plate is Asia Brooks. Swing and a miss. Strike number 2. And it looks like this is actually a pinch hitter. Not sure who it is. I'll let you know when she turns around. Jaden Kistner having a great performance thus far in her 2/3 inning. 10 pitches, 2 strikeouts, and an error that could have been a ground out. So it could have been a 1-2-3 inning, but 2 strikeouts otherwise. Good contact, almost taking out her coach that time. The batter starts to get a little chuckle out of that. First base coach for Highland Park having to do a bit of acrobatics to get over that ball. But 2 out. Count is 1-2 following that foul ball. Another foul tip goes shallow down the first base line. Driving up Kistner's pitch count to 13. Still a runner on first in Barnes. Clean crackle of the back of the glove as strikeout number 3 retires the side, and the Broncos will return to the batter's box. And that is not true, as that will end the game. So after 3 innings, if you're leading by so many, that will mercy rule the game. So the Broncos clean through game 1 with a score of 17-0 following a mercy rule here, and we will get set for game number 3 on the day, the second for the Broncos against Topeka Seaman High School, who beat Blue Valley Southwest Timberwolves in that first game on the afternoon, which started at 3. So the Broncos will get set. That game will kick off here around 25 minutes or so. So we'll be right back. Keep it here for some more Spring Hill Sports Live coverage in a game that seems like it hopefully would be a bit more competitive.
You've been in there over 30 minutes. You don't pay the water bill, get out.
Wouldn't it be great if you could control your internet usage like other utilities?
I can.
No, I mean if you could control how much usage there was so you could save yourself money, like with water.
Yeah, I know. I already can with Go Brawley.
Oh, well, now you can. With the all-new app from Go Brawley, you'll have complete control from anywhere. Visit GoBrawley.com to learn more.
The following is a presentation of Spring Hill Sports Live. It's time for Spring Hill High School Athletics. On your home for the Broncos, Spring Hill Sports Live. Spring Hill Sports Live is presented by Strode Orthodontics, creating beautiful, healthy smiles. Learn more at StrodeOrtho.com. Also by It's time for the Broncos, right here on your home for Spring Hill High School Athletics, Spring Hill Sports Live.
Hello and welcome to Spring Hill Sports Live here on the campus of Spring Hill High School for tonight's championship matchup between the Spring Hill Broncos, who are the home team in black with the yellow outlined numbers and white socks. They're playing host to tonight's visitors, the Vikings from Topeka Seaman High School. Both teams won their first game this afternoon and evening. Now ready to get started following a blowout victory for the Broncos over Highland Park as the Scots went down 17-0 in the first 3 innings. The Broncos only had 3 at-bats. We're ready to go here as the first batter, Josie Hefner, steps into the box. We have Brielle D on the mound for the Broncos. First pitch is a little high for ball 1. Here comes pitch number 2. It is popped up towards D, and she will collect for out number 1. 2 pitches, 1 out. Nice fly ball caught by Brielle D to catch that first out. So that brings Aspen Burgart, the first baseman for the Vikings, to the plate, the right-hander, towering over the home plate. And that is a strike 1 from Brielle D, and this certainly feels a lot more like a competitive championship matchup compared to the last game we saw against Highland Park. The Broncos and the Highland Park Scots, everybody was silent in and around the stand. Strike number 2. Count is 2-2, excuse me. Count in favor of D. Here comes the pitch, and that will go wide for ball 1. So 1-2 is the count. Spring Hill Sports Live is brought to you by Strode Orthodontics. Strode Orthodontics specializes in creating beautiful, healthy smiles. Dr. Claire Strode and the staff at Strode Orthodontics, as that ball gets fouled off, is experienced, highly trained orthodontic specialists with decades of combined experience, with locations in Spring Hill, Olathe, and Overland Park. Learn more at StrodeOrtho.com. So a foul ball, 1 ball, and 2 strikes brings the count to 1-2. 6 pitches from Brielle D so far in this second championship game. That one's fouled over the first base line, and that will go just beyond the dugout of the visitors. So Burgart will reclaim her spot in the batter's box, and we We'd like to also give a shout out to our pregame sponsor, which was brought to you by Comfort Designs Heating and Air Conditioning. As Burghardt gets a good contact on that, it goes straight towards the left fielder, and Brielle Summer makes the collection. So great start here for a line drive straight into Summer, who will make the play. So 2 outs here as the Broncos get the advantage early on. 2 out, 2 up, 2 down. In the top of the first, Vikings bring their third batter to the plate. Rosalie Schneider, third baseman. Sleeves are rolled up, ready to get down and gritty in that batter's box. Brielle D. gives a pitch, and it's a line drive straight to January. For out number 3, 3 up, 3 down here for the Broncos, and that will retire the side. So we will be back with more Spring Hill Sports Live. Keep it right here on Spring Hill Sports Live.
You've been in there over 30 minutes. You don't pay the water bill, get out.
Wouldn't it be great if you could control your internet usage like other utilities?
I can.
No, I mean if you could control how much usage there was so you could save yourself money, like with water.
Yeah, I know. I already can with Go Brawly.
Oh, well, now you can. With the all-new app from Go Brawly, you'll have complete control from anywhere. Visit GoBrawly.com to learn more.
Are you looking for a trusted heating and air conditioning contractor? Look no further than Comfort Designs, Spring Hill's Heating and Air Conditioning Company. Comfort Designs Heating and Air has 100% NATE certified technicians who are friendly, knowledgeable, and ready to help. They'll care for your home and complete the job with speed and precision. Locally owned and operated right here in Spring Hill for more than 20 years. Comfort Designs Heating and Air Conditioning. See all they have to offer at comfortdesigns.net. Or schedule your appointment at 913-592-4453.
Welcome back here to the bottom of the first. Still scoreless after 1/2 inning as the Broncos had 3 up, 3 down in the top of the first. We're now in the bottom of the first. As I get our graphics sorted here. It's a really solid start there from Brielle D. They will look to continue that momentum here in this second half inning. Foul tip with the first pitch to Emma Reeves, who had a good first game. She goes down in this early count, 0-1. Reeves started the last game as well. The pitcher is Kaylin O'Rourke. That second pitch is in the dirt low for ball 1. Count is 1-1, leveling out here as Reeves tries to pull herself back into this count. And that is inside for a strike. Looked like Reeves almost trying to dodge it, but it is called strike by the home plate umpire. Kaylin O'Rourke finding her way back in towards the top of this matchup, and that fourth pitch is fouled away. So Emma Reeves playing defense at the plate early in this match. No outs, no score. Count is 1-2 to Emma Reeves, who gets another foul tip. This time trying to level it out. She's swinging faster, but still just a little behind the ball. That time it gets pinged off the backstop above the visiting dugout. Stepping back into the box. Count is 1-2 to Emma Reeves. Kaylin O'Rourke on the mound. That's a low ball for ball 2. Count leveling out here in the bottom of the first. No outs. It's a balmy, chilly night here. It says it's 66. It's a little humid, but certainly sweater weather. And that will level out in favor of Reeves for a full count. 3-2 here to the leadoff batter for Spring Hill. She gets good contact, gets past O'Rourke, but it's a grounder to second. They collect, and Smith will make the play to Burghardt. So a good first at bat, but a grounder to Smith We'll see Reeves retired to the bench, so Fraley steps up to the plate. Second baseman Olivia Fraley had a good first game as well. There honestly wasn't anybody in a black jersey who didn't have a good first game against Highland Park, as that scoreline just continued to sprint higher and higher. First pitch fouled off over the home plate dugout just shy of the first base line as several kids run to gather that ball. We get set for pitch number 2. Down in the count, 0-1. Olivia Fraley at the plate. Wasn't even quite ready yet as that ball was headed in while she was still doing a bat twirl. Strike number 2, 0-2 with 1 out. Broncos trying to pull ahead early. This is certainly a different game from what they had the last time around. Foul tip that time over behind the catcher. Nobody on base to advance, but given the foul tip, no one would have been allowed to advance anyway. The last game, they had 5 runs by this point. That is just how uneven that matchup was, but this certainly proving to be a bit closer here. Following 4 batters and 4 outs, a ground ball to shortstop, and it's collected and sent over. Out is the call at first. So Fraley grounds out after a ground out from Reeves. And that will bring up a new batter for the Broncos. Grounder to Moe was collected, sent over to Berghardt. Third batter on the inning is McFarland. She takes ball 1. 1-0 count to McFarland. 2 outs here for the Broncos. As they try to get something going, you can hear the chants from the plate. Strike 1. 1-1 is the count. This game is sprinting by, and it has every amount of energy that the first lacked. Felt like everyone was ready to go, prepped for this heavy matchup. 1-2 is the count. O'Rourke takes to the rubber. McFarland swings, strike 3. So 1-2-3 from the Broncos in the top of the first, and 1-2-3 from the Vikings in the bottom. We are headed to inning number 2. Keep it right here on Spring Hill Sports Live.
The industry's most advanced equipment and training, state-of-the-art diagnostic tools, and the small-town friendly service you expect. That's J&T Auto Service in Spring Hill. Eliminate the veil of uncertainty with J&T Auto's digital diagnostic process. This unique service ensures transparency, clear communication, and documentation, allowing for a quick and complete repair. To learn more or to schedule an appointment, call 913-592-6424. You can also visit jtautoinc.com.
Elliott Group is a proud supporter of Spring Hill and USD 230. At Elliott Group, we work, live, and shop in your local communities. Serving Miami and Johnson counties for more than 45 years, Elliott Group understands your needs. As an independent insurance agency, Elliott Group works with numerous carriers to find the coverage that best fits your needs. In Spring Hill, call 913-592-5552 or visit ElliottInsuranceGroup.com.
Welcome back to the top of the second inning. Jersey Jellison is in the batter's box. She took strike number 1 after a swing that was just a bit not even close to the ball. That one fouls it over the away side dugout for strike number 2. So Dee picking up where she left off. Only 10 pitches into this game. 2 in the inning. 0-2 is the call at the plate. Jellison stepping into the batter's box. D with the delivery. Strike 3! An emphatic punch from the home plate umpire. And Jellison goes down looking. D exactly where she left off at the end of the first inning, picking up and continuing. Broncos 4 up, 4 down. 1 up in this inning, 1 down. That brings Reagan McConnell to the plate, the catcher for the Vikings. And that pitch is a bit outside. That's ball 1. from D. Starting to level out, come back down to earth, say the Vikings on the bench. D's second pitch is tipped foul on the third base side, leveling out the count 1-1 with one out. This game has been so rapid that we haven't even had time to give a shout out to our pregame show sponsor, Comfort Designs Heating and Air Conditioning, locally owned and operated for more than 20 years. Comfort Designs is Spring Hill's Heating and Air Conditioning Company. Learn more at comfortdesigns.net or call 913-592-4453. That pitch is a ball. But our pregame show would have told you something along the lines of the last game was a blowout for the Broncos. And this game is certainly looking to be more competitive. You want to keep that momentum, though, if you're the Broncos. Keep that momentum of bat after bat, hitting the ball, taking those pitches if you need to, get on base, keep it simple. Next woman up mentality. Ball 3 there from Brielle D, as she is certainly starting to come back down to earth here against Reagan McConnell. Down 3-1 in the count goes D. McConnell certainly having a good battle at the plate, gets a good contact, pops up just to shallow infield, and it's gathered calmly by Fraley for out number 2. So a pop fly on the infield is collected by the second baseman, Fraley, and that will get 2 outs for the Broncos. The Vikings try to get one on base here in this inning. Good contact early, foul ball from the new batter, Paige Glasgow. Foul ball down the third base line, that is. Glasgow playing that left field position for Topeka Seaman. So familiar with the territory that she's aiming for. And strike 2, this time looking from Glasgow. 1 strike away from retiring the side and going back into the batter's box as the Broncos eagerly await this pitch from Brielle D. 18 pitches, here comes 19. And that one's wild pitch. Nowhere near the strike zone on that one. That's a ball 1. Here comes the 20th pitch. 1-2 is the count. And ball 2, says the home plate umpire. That was close, but certainly painting that line. You could see it on the faces of the second baseman, Fraley, there as she looks to the right fielder. And huge contact there, deep towards the left fielder, and it's collected by Summer. Fantastic catch off a deep line drive. Straight towards Summer. That will retire the side. 3 up, 3 down. We're headed to the bottom of the second. Keep it right here on Spring Hill Sports Live.
Rain Dance Studios is the area's newest dance. Rain Dance Studios is the area's newest dance studio with professionally trained staff, a brand new facility, and classes for every dance and tumbling level. Rain Dance Studios is everything you never knew you needed in a dance family. With an emphasis on customer experience, exquisite dance technique, and dancer confidence, Rain is the dance studio for every aspiring dancer. Come join Spring Hill's premier dance experience and get the royal treatment. Schedule a free 2-week trial by visiting raindancestudios.com.
And this game just continues to sprint back. Welcome back to Spring Hill Sports Live. Tristan Jordan on the call, Caden Carbajo on the camera. And that is strike number 1 to the new batter, Maya January. Great pitch there from Kaylin O'Rourke as this game is absolutely screaming past. Both benches are rather loud compared to the last game. Plenty of chants coming from the Broncos bench specifically. Topeka Seaman with just as much passion, just a bit more honed in terms of lacking verbalization from their bench. O'Rourke's pitch tipped softly, and that will be a ground out towards the third baseman, Schneider. First base umpire calls it the out. Head coach Corey Kotzer for Spring Hill comes out and is having a chat, saying it's a dead ball, I believe is the conversation going on. Some jabs from the home fans as well as we will wait. And safe is the call. So ball into play with a grounder to third. Snyder fielded it. January will take her base. No outs. Nora Burrell, the third baseman for Spring Hill, advances as we will have another time called as Topeka Seaman head coach comes out to have a conversation with the first base umpire. Zero zero is our score. January stays on first following that conversation. Burrell at the plate. O'Rourke gets set. Everybody's still trying to figure out what happened there. Pitch in for strike one. January looking to steal. She's poised and ready to take second. O'Rourke with the pitch. It's tipped off. January did go, but that foul ball will keep her at first. Burrell down in the count, 0-2. No outs here in the bottom of the second. O'Rourke's pitch. Swinging, strike three. So Burrell will go down for the first out of the half inning. Bringing up catcher Delaney Hill. She was hit by a pitch in the first game. She steps into this batter's box ready for anything. The Broncos have proved they can take and do just about anything in that first game. Delaney Hill takes strike one. January almost gets tagged out at first. That was a great pitch from O'Rourke right down the gullet. Good pace, too, just before Delaney Hill could make that choice to swing on where that position was going to go. It was already in the back of the catcher's mitt. This time she takes the swing, and it fouls off down the first base line. 0-2 the count. Delaney Hill that time a little slow to pull the trigger again. Hopefully on this third pitch she'll be able to level it out and actually put it into play. High for ball one. Count is 1-2. Count is 1-2 to Delaney Hill, the catcher for the Broncos. She gets a signal from her third base coach, head coach Corey Kotzer, head coach for this team. Steps back into the batter's box. Pitch from O'Rourke. Delaney Hill puts it in play. January will reach second, but Hill will not make it to first. So she will ground out, advance the runner, and January moves to third while the Vikings were caught looking at something else. Great awareness there from Maya January, making her way over to third following the advancement. Snyder made the play at third. January then stole third as Schneider was off her bag. So 2 outs, runner in scoring position here in Maya January. Campbell Mermis, the right fielder, steps up into the batter's box, takes a foul ball on her first pitch. Fouled off over the first baseline. O'Rourke to the rubber. Mermis, another foul ball, this one directly over herself. Count is 0-2 with 2 outs, runner on third. Broncos bench certainly letting everybody know who they are. Chance after chance. Vocalization at the ready. O'Rourke's pitch, it's grounded right back to her, and that'll be an easy out number 3. So 3 up Not quite 3 down as January made her way over to third, but that will retire the side. Still no damage. Score still reads 0-0 after 2. Keep it right here for more Spring Hill Sports Live.
Hi, I'm Dr. Aaron Stoes with Paola Veterinary Clinic. We'd like to thank you for trusting us with the care of your pets and large animals. At Paola Vet Clinic, we're proud to be your hometown vets who know and care about your family. Coming soon, a new location here in Paola in the industrial park with cattle haul-in and boarding and grooming. With 24-hour emergency services and 3 other locations in Lewisburg, Drexel, and Martin City, and a team of 11 veterinarians, our commitment to this community makes Paola Vet Clinic the vets you can trust.
And welcome back to Spring Hill High School for tonight's Keisha Regional 5A class playoffs as the Spring Hill Broncos are in the championship against the Topeka Seaman Vikings. Score still 0-0 in the top of the third as the first batter steps into the box. Pitcher Kaylin O'Rourke, rare to see a pitcher batting, but at the high school level it's fairly common. Strike one from Brielle D, who's had a phenomenal game thus far. Several strikeouts from the Broncos pitcher as the count evens out 1-1. Count is 2-1 now following that extra ball. D with the pitch. O'Rourke with some good contact, but it fouls off. Trying to level out her swing this time. Count evens to 2-2. Nobody out, nobody on. Leadoff batter for the inning, Kaylin O'Rourke. Pitcher-on-pitcher matchup here. As the Broncos bench still letting everybody know who is the home team. O'Rourke gets another foul tip this time. Just trying to rack up that pitch count. O'Rourke understanding what that can do to a pitcher. Exhausting them, although Broncos in the first game used 3 different pitchers in 3 different half innings. Clearly showcasing anybody on their roster can do the job. O'Rourke with some nice contact into deep right field, and it's caught! Campbell Murmis tracking all the way to her left, collecting, no problem. And that's 1 out for the Broncos in the top of the third. 2 more to go. As O'Rourke had a nice line drive. Looked like it may have gotten the better of Murmis, but she tracked her way all the way over to the sideline, the foul line that is, to retire O'Rourke. And a great first pitch from D keeps the intensity alive here in Spring Hill. Gracie Moss, the shortstop for the Vikings, at the plate. 0-1 is the count. 1 out for the Broncos. Good pitch from D, grounded right back to her, and then over to first. 2 outs. So hard grounder towards D. Gets the out. So O'Rourke is out. Moe is out. And that will bring up our new batter, which is Kinley Smith, second baseman. Good contact. And that will go over the home team dugout. So a great collection from the left fielder, Murmis. Smith at the plate. Good contact. That goes right to the second baseman. Collected. No bother. Good line drive. It was dipping. It looked like it may have gone over Fraley, but she jumped up just in time to make that collection. 3 up, 3 down here as the Broncos retire the side. We'll be right back with more Spring Hill Broncos Sports Live action.
Hello, I'm Dr. Alyssa O'Connor, and I would like to welcome you to Sozo Chiropractic.
So many people only seek out a chiropractor when they are in pain, but ongoing wellness care helps you deal with stress and be healthier. At Sozo Chiropractic, the focus is on holistic wellness for any age. I am Webster certified for prenatal care, pediatric trained, as well as a family chiropractor. We also offer acupuncture and sauna services.
Sozo is a Greek word that means to heal, to make well, and to restore health. And that is our goal for each one of our patients who walks through the door.
Rain Dance Studios is the area's newest dance studio with professionally trained staff, a brand new facility, and classes for every dance and tumbling level. Rain Dance Studios is everything you never knew you needed in a dance family. With an emphasis on customer experience, exquisite dance technique, and dancer confidence, Rain is the dance studio for every aspiring dancer. Come join Spring Hill's premier dance experience and get the royal treatment. Schedule a free 2-week trial by visiting raindancestudios.com.
And welcome back here to Spring Hill High School, where the Broncos are taking on the Vikings in the Acacia 5A class regional championship. The first batter, Marissa January, strikes out at the plate looking on that third pitch. So 1 up, 1 down. As we are on to the second batter of the inning, Blair Summer. The left fielder, Blair, has had a huge first half of this game, collecting 2 deep shots right at her in that left field position, keeping this game level. If she wasn't in that job, that ball, both of those balls certainly would have been more dangerous. Strike there. Count is 0-2. Pitch from O'Rourke, and this one's fouled off. Good defense at the plate. 0-2 is the count. 1 out. Still 0-0 here at the bottom of the third. Broncos trying to be the first one to strike. And that is a strike, just not the one they were looking for. Goes down swinging. And we are back to the top of the lineup as Emma Reeves comes up to the plate. Hoping for a better result this time around. After grounding out to the second baseman, Smith, in her first at-bat. We get ready to go. O'Rourke to the rubber. Strong pitch, but it's low near the dirt. Ball 1. Good contact, but it's popped high from Reeves, and that will go over towards the baseball field behind us, or behind them. Count is 1-1 as Reeves gets set. O'Rourke back to the mound. Foot on the rubber. And that's high for ball 2. The Broncos bench is just relentless with their chorus of... I don't even have an alliteration for that. It's just a chorus of chaos, if you would. Raining down on the Vikings. Count is 3-1. Full count now following that swinging strike. That ball was a nice rising fastball. Rose up to her eye level. Still swung at it, though, so Reeves fills the count and will take her base with that high ball. So Reeves on base, second runner on base thus far for the Broncos, following Maya January, and that will bring up Olivia Fraley, the second baseman. Fraley, the batter or the fielder who got the last out for the Broncos, hopping up to grab that line drive that seemed like it was destined to go over her head. She takes a ball 1. Reeves on first, getting a sign from Coach Kotzer. Fraley stepping in towards the batting box. O'Rourke with a quick pitch. Foul tip from Fraley. Coach Kotzer shouting commands over to first base. Count is 1-1. Strike from the home plate umpire. That ball was dipping. It felt like it was a little low, but we'll take that, says Fraley as she nods her head, stepping back in towards the box. She stepped out of the box. O'Rourke clearly trying to speed up the game. She's been really quick on her trigger once the batter steps into the batting box. As soon as that second foot is in and the hand goes down from the home plate umpire, that ball is over the plate. Catching her this time around goes Fraley as she stepped out. Grounder to first, and that will retire the side. 3 up, 3 down, more or less, following a walk for Reeves. So we will see the Broncos reclaim the field in the top of the 4th. We'll be right back with more Spring Hill Sports Live right here.
Stupid Go Brawly internet.
Go Brawly allows you complete control over internet usage for all devices in your home from anywhere, as it should be. Visit GoBrawly.com to learn more.
The industry's most advanced equipment and training, state-of-the-art diagnostic tools, and the small-town friendly service you expect. That's J&T Auto Service in Spring Hill. Eliminate the veil of uncertainty with J&T Auto's digital diagnostic process. This unique service ensures transparency, clear communication, and documentation, allowing for a quick and complete repair.
And welcome back here. Top of the 4th. Foul tip from Josie Hefner as we are back at the top of the lineup for the visitors. Great pitch from D. It's popped up to the shortstop, January, who makes the catch. 1 up, 1 down from a pop fly. And January will retire Hefner to the bench. That brings up Aspen Burgart, first baseman. She's 0-1 on the day, following a line drive to left field, which was collected calmly. That ball bounces off the plate, up hits the home plate umpire in the mask. It takes it off his head as he gets set back again. Dee trying to reclaim her thoughts following that wild pitch. Wasn't necessarily wild by her standards. It did just hit the plate, but it skipped up. 0-1 is the count. Good contact towards January this time. She keeps it in the infield, and that will result in a single for Burgart. So, player on base for the Vikings following a bobble from January at shortstop brings up Rosalie Schneider. 0-1 on the day, as is everybody else. Good pitch from D, strike 1. Not sure if you can hear, but there is certainly a lot of noise coming from both dugouts. Everybody trying to get into everybody else's head. That's a foul ball over the visiting dugout. 0-2 is the count, 1 out. Still 0-0 here, top of the 4th. D pitching a great game, as is O'Rourke. Two very different methods to this game. Ball 1. 1-2 is the count. Schneider ready to go. Good contact from Schneider towards January. Could flip 2, ends up going all the way to first, and in the splits, goes Reeves. Burgart will advance to second base. But a good hard ground ball towards January. This time she makes no mistake of it. Collects it. Burgart will advance. So the lead runner in scoring position on second brings up Jellison. Jersey Jellison struck out her first at bat. D with a good strong pitch back towards the side. And it's caught, collected calmly by Mermis. She gets it in, and that's the final out of the inning. So 3 outs to retire the side for the Broncos, and we will be back yet again as this game just continues to sprint past us with the bottom of the 4th inning.
Strode Orthodontics is creating beautiful, healthy smiles. Dr. Claire Strode and her staff have decades of combined experience, offering clear and metal Damon smile braces and Invisalign clear aligners for teens and adults. Dr. Strode tailors your treatment to meet your specific needs with 3 convenient locations in Olathe, Overland Park, and Spring Hill. Strode Orthodontics is ready to give you the beautiful smile you've always wanted. Call for your free no-obligation consultation, 913-491-3400, or visit StrodeOrtho.com.
Welcome back to the bottom of the 4th inning here in Spring Hill, Kansas, for this Acacia Regional 5A matchup between the Spring Hill Broncos, who are the hosts for this event, as they've welcomed the Topeka Seaman Vikings to their home ground as the Vikings try to hold them at bay. Keys to the game are brought to you by Amy Kelly Homes of Reese Nichols Real Estate. The key to finding your dream home is having someone who makes you already feel at home. At amykelly.reesenichols.com to learn more. No outs here in the bottom of the 4th. Foul tip there. Sends it over the back netting. Count is 1-1 following the first pitch, which was a ball. O'Rourke takes to the rubber. High for ball 2. Hallie McFarland is the batter at the plate. She's 0-1 on the day. It feels like I've said that a lot in the last few minutes, as no one has managed to get on base, and everyone seems to be getting out in some way or another. Ball 3 to McFarland. Hallie McFarland has had a big day in her first game. She struck out looking in her first at-bat this time around. Count is 3-1 in her favor. McFarland takes that, and that's a strike. It looked like that was the strike signal from the home plate umpire. It was a ball call. His calls are very similar. So McFarland will advance to first, excuse me. My numbers are getting very jumbled in this fast-paced game as we are already into the bottom of the 4th in what feels like 30 minutes or less. Feels like a minute to win it game out here. O'Rourke. January puts it in play towards the third baseman. Schneider's pitch. Schneider's throw to the second baseman is tipped off the top of her glove. So McFarland will advance to second. Maya January with a hard ground ball to third will get on base. So an error to Schneider. McFarland stays on second. They tried to pick her off on first, but that is ineffective. So McFarland on second. January on first brings up Nora Burrell. The third baseman looking to bring her teammates home, and she will bunt it softly down the third base line. Schneider makes no mistake that time, but both of the runners will advance. So a hard bunt directly into the earth. Down the third base line, we'll see the batter go out as Schneider reclaims a bit of glory off of that bunt collection down that third base line. It brings to the plate the catcher, Delaney Hill. Number 23 steps in, got hit with a pitch in her first at-bat of the evening, as McConnell tries to bring lead runner McFarland, who certainly has wheels, back to third base. She had a bit of a lead off there following that low ball 1. High pop fly towards us here in the outfield. And a diving effort from Caudill. Broncos will have one, then two potentially score. Two certainly will score as Maya January slides into the plate. And a stand-up triple for Delaney Hill. If you can't hear that crowd, you may want to go get your hearing checked because it is loud here in Spring Hill. A phenomenal line drive triple from Delaney Hill into deep center field. Caudill tried to dive to collect it. Hefner had to come over and help her out. She lost her visor in the process, hit the cutoff, then got it all the way home to McConnell, but it was not in time to get the sliding run of Maya January. So 2 runs score here for the Broncos. Nobody out. And the Broncos claim the lead. In a game that seemed to be running away with things, head coach comes over to have a bit of a chat here with Caudill, trying to coach her up, make sure she's okay, because that was a pretty nasty dive that she made. If she had caught that, that would have been ESPN top 10 play right there. That would have been glorious. Not many high schoolers ever would have even attempted that. She seems to be fine, shaking it off a little bit after that collision with Mother Nature. And the Broncos are now up 2-0 with Campbell Mermis. Boy, the Broncos must have heard me in the dugout saying that everybody was 0-1 on the day, as they are now 2-0 up in the bottom of the 4th in a game that felt like it was never going to have a run scored. It was just sprinter after sprinter from these pitchers. O'Rourke finally allows 2 and then tries to bring it back with a nice strike against Mermis. So 1 out. 2 runs have scored here in the bottom of the 4th. 1 out, 0-1. The count to Mermis. She pops it up in the infield. It would have been foul, but McConnell collects. O'Rourke covers the home plate. And Delaney will stay on third. There's actually a pinch runner, or a courtesy runner, for Delaney Hill. Not sure who it is. It looks like it might be Ruffin. But Mermis popped out. McConnell collected. Marissa January at the plate. 2 outs now for the Broncos here in the bottom of the 4th. Halfway through this game, O'Rourke with the pitch. Nice, strong pitch, but it is outside for a ball. Count is 1-1. Following a foul tip from January at the first pitch. O'Rourke with a high third pitch. Ball 2. Count is 2-1. Ruffin on third, just itching to run home. O'Rourke's pitch gets deflected off for another foul ball from January. This time it goes bouncing and over her foot towards the home team dugout. And as I've mentioned, it is loud here in Spring Hill, but just when I thought it couldn't get any more loud, it did. Broncos found a way to ramp it up to another level. Hard grounder from Marissa January, and that'll be a grounder to Moe. She throws it over to Berghardt to get the final out of the inning. So a lot of damage done there, but the inning will end on a hard grounder to Moe, and that will retire the side, switch us around for the top of the 5th. The Broncos will take the field, and we're going to keep it right here to talk about the keys of the game with Amy Kelly. We already gave you the read. Key in at amykelly.com, amykelly.reesenichols.com if you want to learn some more about Amy Kelly Homes of Reese Nichols Real Estate. Finding your dream home is having someone who makes you already feel at home. So why not key in at amykelly.reesenichols.com. And the key to the game for the Broncos is certainly keeping this game at a high tempo. It worked flawlessly against the Scots in their first game this evening, and it is seeming to pay off again here. as they are all good vibes here in the jet black uniforms, the white accented sleeves and socks. It is a beautifully crisp evening here in Spring Hill. 65 degrees. The sun is setting behind us, giving a nice glow to the players on the diamond in front. It is the top of the 5th, and we are ready to go. Reagan McConnell, catcher for the visitors, steps into the batter's box as the Vikings try to mount a comeback. This game is absolutely flying by, and neither team is even a bird as their mascot. D with a hard pitch, ball 2. Count is 2-0 in favor of Reagan McConnell. 0-1 on the day. D with the delivery. That's high, but a little too high. Looks like it could have been striping the top of that strike zone. McConnell popped out to January in her first at-bat. This time around, she'll take for strike 1 as D tries to bring herself back in. Count is 3-1, nobody out. Top of the 5th. Broncos lead the Vikings 2-0 here on their home pitch. And that will be ball 4. So a runner on for McConnell as the Vikings get a good first step towards success and trying to bring the Broncos back in, trying to tame the stray Broncos here. Some conversation now. Change of runner, I believe. Coach Kotzer shouting instructions to his players out there. D with the delivery. Pop fly down the first base line, and that will go over the netting. We have some fans out in the background here with us in the outfield who are jokingly teasing Emma Reeves that she should have had that ball. She can surely extend her arm through that fencing. Pitch number 2 coming in. Takes a deflection off the runner's foot. Dead ball. And everybody will reset. There is a courtesy runner. McLaughlin takes over on first base after McConnell got on following that walk. Glasgow is at bat. So 2 foul balls brings the pitch count to 0-2 in favor of Brielle D. Number 37 on the rubber for the Broncos. Hard pitch, but it's a ball 1. Delaney Hill checks McLaughlin back towards the first base, preventing any stealthy stealing. And the sun setting just continues to illuminate the field here. It feels like it's as bright as it has been all day as the sun finally drops down below the clouds. It's been a dreary day here in Spring Hill. Ball 2 that time, but Delaney Hill throws it down the first base line to Reeves, trying to check McLaughlin, keep her on that bag, deny her that steal opportunity. 2-2. Good contact on the third base line this time, and it goes foul just before. So a good defensive at-bat here from Paige Glasgow. As D at 48 pitches, 10 in the inning. Most of which to this batter, Paige Glasgow. Left fielder will take for ball 3. Full count. Good effort there from Hill. Reeves able to get the tag, but not in time. McLaughlin sliding back into first. Courtesy runner certainly showing her skills around the bases. Just hasn't been able to get off of first yet. D with the delivery. Good contact, clean connection, but it will spiral foul and over the visiting dugout. Again, extending this pitch count and this at-bat, great at-bat from Paige Glasgow, left fielder for the Vikings. hasn't had to do much in the way of defense today, at least not in this game, but certainly holding her own at the plate. Delivery from D. Good contact towards January, flips to second, gets the first runner, and then the throw to first is not quite in time. Reeves, the showcase of splits. Broncos are able to get the lead runner at second, following a hard ground ball to January. So McLaughlin gets picked off at second, and that ball's put back into play. January there with the tag, trying to get her at second, following the steal from Glasgow. Not quite in time, says the field umpire. So now a runner in scoring position. Kaylin O'Rourke at the plate. Good contact towards January, flipped to the third baseman, and they're able to get the tag. Huge play from January. However, the lead runner will get the play. Maya January gets the lead runner on that play. But O'Rourke advances to first on a fielder's choice. Big moment here as we get a bit of conversation going on between the visiting head coach and the umpires. Looks like we have not even sure what happened there. O'Rourke is retired, and that is the third out of the inning. Simple out there as it goes straight to the pitcher, and she makes the collection to send it out. So D makes the play to retire the side. No damage for the Vikings. Broncos still lead as we head into the bottom of the fifth. Welcome back to Spring Hill, Kansas here for tonight's Keisha Regional 5A class playoffs. Broncos lead as we are in the bottom of the fifth. 2-0 is the score. Broncos at the lead at the moment. Nobody out. 2-0 is the score. Blair Summer at the plate. 0-1 is the count. O'Rourke has been rushing her pitches. She continues to do so. Summer not wanting to stand for any more of them. Takes that and fouls it off. Kaylin O'Rourke, 64 pitches on the day. 2 in this inning. She has been rushing the Broncos batters all day long. As soon as they get both feet in, she has the pitch on its way, and that is strike 3. Kaylin O'Rourke adds another strikeout to her collar tag, bringing up the top of the order for the Broncos as Emma Reeves comes up. First baseman, showcased a lot of skill, and far more skill than I have, quite frankly, because I certainly can't do the splits, let alone catch a ball. Oh, I'm maybe a little bit more coordinated than I'm giving myself credit for, but I definitely cannot do the splits, and she has done it several times today, stretching for those throws over to first, showcasing she's the right woman for that job. Emma Reeves in the box and calls time. Icing O'Rourke. Says, if you could play with us, I could play with you. O'Rourke to the rubber. Reeves in the box. High for ball 1. Count is 2-0. Excuse me, that was ball 2. 1 out. And strike 1 this time around for O'Rourke. Nearing that 70 pitch number there. Typically that's when coaches will want to start maybe thinking about bringing another player to warm up, or perhaps just do a straight swap, start to think about it. But O'Rourke has been phenomenal out there, only allowing 3 hits, 2 runs. Good contact that time from Reeves, and that will go foul as well. Defending herself at the plate. 2-2 is the count. 1 out. Emma Reeves at the plate. Good battle here. 8 pitches in. Reeves ready to go. Heavy pitch from O'Rourke, and it sees Reeves swinging. She goes down. 2 outs and 2 strikeouts for O'Rourke on the inning. 71 pitches now for Kaylin O'Rourke. All of them have been quality, just a couple little lacking here and there. Foul ball from Olivia Fraley. 0-2 on the day is Fraley. The second baseman for the Broncos has grounded out to the shortstop and then grounded out to the pitcher. In her first 2 at-bats, O'Rourke to the rubber. Great contact from Fraley, and it will be caught in shallow center by Caudill, who makes a good play, and that will end the inning in shallow center. So the Broncos are retired 1-2-3. We're headed to the top of the 6th with the Broncos in lead 2-0 here at Spring Hill High School. We'll be right back with more Spring Hill Sports Live.
Whether you're trying to make the most of the next harvest, navigating a changing business landscape, or planning for the next chapter in your life, the professionals at Prime Accounting Solutions are here to help. With 10 locations, Prime Accounting offers convenient, friendly accounting and tax services at a fair price. Payroll, bookkeeping, business planning, personal tax filing, and more. And now Prime is the place to go for insurance. Bronco fans can find us at 408 North Webster in Spring Hill or call 913-592-2050. To find a location near you, go to primeaccounting.net.
Welcome back to Spring Hill High School for the top of the 6th inning here as the Vikings from Topeka Seaman High School are trying to mount a comeback with an 0-2 deficit to the home team, Spring Hill Broncos. Brielle Reeves delivers her first pitch. It's low in the dirt for ball 1. Kinley Smith, the second baseman for the Vikings, 0-1 on the day, following a line drive to the second baseman for her first at-bat, and will do the same for this one, grounding to D for the first out of the inning. The Broncos go up early in their own favor here, following a ball from D. Hard grounder right back at the pitcher. We'll see the batter retired. Fresh count. Brielle D on the rubber. The pitch and a slap hit down the third base line over to the first baseman, and Reeves makes the catch. 1-2 as Hefner goes down before I can even say her name. Nora Burrell makes the play. Hard ground ball down the third base line. Burrell gets it over to Reeves for out number 2. And the Broncos just continue to ramp up their ferocity. Just a handful of outs away from being crowned champions of the region. Ball 1 from Brielle D. Aspen Burgart, first baseman for the visitors at the plate. Burgart had a single on a line drive to the shortstop in her last at-bat. Will try to do the same, but it's a line drive to the wrong player. And Maya January collects it to the end of the inning. We're going to keep it right here. because this game just continues to sprint past. And before we can even get to break, I have a feeling that we're going to be back out with another batter from Spring Hill. So Maya January retires the side for the Broncos. It goes down to the bottom of the 6th, which could be the final at-bat for the Broncos as they get ready to try to add something to their score total. The score is, of course, still 2-0 following an impressive bottom of the 4th inning from the Broncos. Trying to tap into that same energy here. O'Rourke is back on the mound for the bottom of the 6th. She will try to continue the impressive game she's been having. 73 pitches, though, 5 innings pitched. Only 3 hits allowed, but 2 of those ended up scoring. She's had a couple of walks here and there. Certainly not a game to be ashamed of if you are Kaylin O'Rourke. Hallie McFarland has stepped into the batter's box, and we are ready to go for the bottom of the 6th. We appreciate you tuning in to Spring Hill Sports Live for this 5A Class Regional Championship matchup. I'm Tristan Jordan, joined by Caden Carbajo on the camera. And that is ball 1 to McFarland, and ball 2 from O'Rourke. So 2-0 is the count. Broncos lead 2-0 in the score. O'Rourke steps forward, puts her foot on the rubber, then the delivery. That's a nice strike. Little low, but certainly effective. McFarland a bit shorter than the average player in there, so it's a smaller strike zone. O'Rourke nailing the bottom of it, and O'Rourke biting on that one. Grounder to shortstop, and that's out number 1. Hard ground ball right at the shortstop mow. We'll see the leadoff batter, McFarland, retired. And Maya January, the shortstop, steps up to the plate. She's had an immense game. After bobbling one early in this game, she immediately made up for it with a great play. Maya January deep into left field, and that will go foul. It also exited the yard, but that doesn't really matter as it wasn't between the yellow posts. So January gets back into the batter's box following that foul ball. 0-1 the count, 1 out. O'Rourke ready to go. Broncos bench continuing to rain praise down upon their teammates in the batter's box. Maya January clearly with a mission trying to get this one out of the park. Will do so, but the wrong line yet again, so she will reset. 0-2 is the count. Maya January is doing a nice job. For those of you who are still learning the sport, watch how she uses her hips and just swings them forward, bringing her back hip forward, getting a lot of power with her legs on these swings and not just trying to crank it with her upper body. Your lower half is where the bulk of your strength is. Maya January, the shortstop for the Broncos, clearly showcasing she has that knowledge. And there's strike 3. That one was low. January's going to want that one back. The fans want that one back. So Maya January, after 2 heavy cranking fouls, is retired by O'Rourke with a questionable strike call, according to the home fans at least. So that brings Nora Burrell, the third baseman, up to bat. O'Rourke continuing her streak of quick pitches, already to the rubber. Quick delivery, strike. Count is 1-1. Burrell trying to fight her way into this game, making a good play earlier in the day. Just in the last inning, actually, collecting it down the third base line over to Reeves to get an out. She is down in the count here. There's a ball. Count is 3-1 to Nora Burrell. Kaylin O'Rourke with the pitch, and that one's low in the dirt. Burrell will take her base as she sprints down the first base line. Happy to be on base That will bring up the big hitter, Delaney Hill. Delaney has a triple on the day. In her last at-bat, a screaming line drive to deep center. Saw Caudill laying out for it. Cleared the bases, and that triple is what gave the Broncos both of their runs in the fourth. Delaney with a runner on, not in scoring position this time, but certainly going to try and bring her home anyway, because a triple will definitely clear the bases. And an errant throw will see Burrell take second base on a bad pitch. So Hill in the box. Burrell now in scoring position, almost as if she heard me. I feel like they've got our broadcast going in the dugout. They're listening in on what we're saying, doing exactly what we're saying they need to do. And there's a ball from O'Rourke. Count is 2-1 with 2 outs and a runner in scoring position. O'Rourke, and that's high. 3-1 is the count to big hitter Delaney Hill. It feels like O'Rourke is either getting tired or maybe she's just being a little hesitant with Hill, given her history of big hits. Delaney Hill creams that one. It will go into shallow outfield and collected by Mo for out number 3. So a pop fly from Delaney Hill will retire the side. And we are headed to the top of the final inning. We'll be right back after this. Keep it right here on Spring Hill Sports Live.
Hers Incorporated in Spring Hill is your area's premier small engine repair shop. Before you replace that faulty trimmer or mower, let our experts get you back to work. And if you are in the market for a new handheld, we carry Maruyama and Red Max trimmers. Plus, Hers is still the best place for hydraulic hoses, cylinder repair, and mechanical control cables. If that's not enough, we're also a UPS drop-off location. To learn more, visit us at hersinc.net, call 913-247-3530, or just stop on by.
And welcome back here to the top of the 7th inning as Brielle D attempts to go the full game here. Broncos leading 2-0 in this championship game in the 5A class for Keisha's regional tournament. Big hit from Delaney Hill brought the Broncos up after a major triple into deep center field. She struck out this time around, though, retiring the side, prepping for the top of the 7th here as the Vikings are going to have to mount a comeback if they want to keep this game going and have a shot at the title. D on the rubber. Big hit deep into deep right field. That is caught. Summer goes all the way back to the fence and makes the catch right at the base. That one looked dangerous from Rosalie Schneider, but her deep line drive looked like it was destined to be a home run and give her team some hope, but instead it's out number 1 here in the top of the 7th. Just 2 outs remain. D on the rubber, sending the pitch. And a tie for ball 1. Brielle D, 61 pitches, 2 in the inning. Phenomenal work thus far. Deep pop fly into shallow right field, and it's gathered calmly. 2 down as Mermis retires that one. So Jellison not quite able to get anything going. The final, what could be the final batter here is Reagan McConnell, the catcher. 0-1 on the day, hasn't had much going her way. And ball 1 from Brielle D. Just 3 pitches is all it will take to crown the Broncos regional champions of the 5A class here on their home soil. Brielle D on the rubber with the pitch, and that's strike number 1. 2 more of those, and the Broncos, we thought were already pretty loud, will certainly erupt in a chorus of joy. Ball 2. 2-1 is the count. 2 out. 2-0 is the score. Broncos in the lead. McConnell at the plate. Gets all of that one, sending it into shallow right field. Murmis is there to minimize the damage. But a great single to potentially give the visitors some life here. And McConnell's on. So we have a ball game, folks. Glasgow at the plate. Big hitter, left fielder, number 16. Paige Glasgow, 1-2 on the day. Her last at-bat, she singled with a hard ground ball to the shortstop, Maya January. She's one of just 4 hits on the day for the visitors, and strike 1 from Brielle D. 67 pitches now for number 37 on the rubber for the Jet Black Broncos. That one's in the dirt for ball 1. Delaney Hill tries to get it quickly. Couldn't decide if she wanted to go all the way to the second base or just get it back to D. Ended up putting it in the dirt in front of her, trying not to hurt anybody. But that freaks out the count to 1-1. So 2 outs, runner on first, and a nice pitch, although it's a ball. Keeping eyes all around. 2-1, 2 outs. Runner on first. D sends it. It's fair ball. Poor communication, and home plate umpire exaggerates his it's a foul ball call right in front of the head coach for Topeka Seaman as he tries to argue it was fair. It bounced just over the wrong side of the third base line. Foul ball. So 2-2 is the count with 2 out. Runner on first. Paige Glasgow has potential to be a hero for the visitors. And D, the hero for the home team. Low for ball 3, full count. This is what kids dream of, being in Glasgow's position, the potential to bring the team level in what could be also the final pitch of the game. D. And it's fouled off. It feels as though these are always how these types of moments go. It builds and builds and builds, and then it just pauses right on the precipice. Everybody expecting a climax one way or the other. And it's just teetering on a knife's edge. D with the pitch. Huge hit into center field. It's caught. And the Broncos are your champions of the 5A class, Region 2. Huge victory. You can hear it on the field from the girls in jet black uniforms as they celebrate their victory. A line drive from Paige Glasgow following an amazing at-bat. Defending her way goes right towards Marissa January. She and her sister, the January sisters, have been a major component in the victory for the Broncos this evening as both teams shake hands and congratulate one another on a good season. Broncos finish on top in the region. And you can see what it means to them out there, jumping and cheering as they know they've just claimed the region. And not just doing it anywhere, here at home in front of their fans, their families, their teachers and coaches. Everybody's excited because this has been a great ball game. It sprinted through the first 4 innings, but in the bottom of the 4th, a major hit from Delaney Hill brought 2 runners home to put the Broncos up 2-0, and they were able to keep that scoreline going through the rest of this game. Brielle D, an amazing job on the mound as Athletic Director Clay Freegon awards the team with their plaque of honor. They have done it yet again here in Spring Hill. We'll be right back. We're going to try to get an interview with head coach Corey Kotzer in our post-game show, but in the meantime, we'll send you to break and we'll bring you right back. Keep it right here for more varsity girls softball here for Spring Hill on Spring Hill Sports Live.
A great collision on the field? Awesome. An awesome collision on the road? Not so great. If that bad play does come your way, take your car to Shoemaker Collision and Paint Center. As Kansas City's premier auto collision repair center, they work on all makes and models, even RV, marine, aviation, motorcycles, and more. Shoemaker Collision offers free estimates and loaners, plus they will work with all insurance companies. Get your ride back in the game. Learn more at shoemakercollision.com or call 913-592-0095.
Elliott Group is a proud supporter of Spring Hill and USD 230. At Elliott Group, we work, live, and shop in your local communities. Serving Miami and Johnson counties for more than 45 years, Elliott Group understands your needs. As an independent insurance agency, Elliott Group works with numerous carriers to find the coverage that best fits your needs. In Spring Hill, call 913-592-5552 or visit ElliottInsuranceGroup.com.
Auction Bank community banking at its best. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Hi, I'm Dr. Aaron Stoes with Paola Veterinary Clinic. We'd like to thank you for trusting us with the care of your pets and large animals. At Paola Vet Clinic, we're proud to be your hometown vets who know and care about your family. Coming soon, a new location here in Paola in the industrial park with cattle hauling and boarding and grooming. With 24-hour emergency services and 3 other locations in Lewisburg, Drexel, and Martin City, and a team of 11 veterinarians, our commitment to this community makes Paola Vet Clinic the vets you can trust.
Strode Orthodontics is creating beautiful, healthy smiles. Dr. Claire Strode and her staff have decades of combined experience, offering clear and metal Damon smile braces and Invisalign clear aligners for teens and adults. Dr. Strode tailors your treatment to meet your specific needs with 3 convenient locations in Olathe, Overland Park, and Spring Hill. Strode Orthodontics is ready to give you the beautiful smile you've always wanted. Call for your free no-obligation consultation, 913-491-3400, or visit StrodeOrtho.com.
Welcome back to Spring Hill High School, where your Spring Hill Broncos are the regional champions. Welcome to your post-game show, brought to you by Shoemaker Collision and Paint Center, Kansas City's premier auto collision repair center. They work with all insurance companies and can get you back on the road in no time. To learn more, visit them online at shoemakercollision.com or call 913-592-0095. And honestly, the whole story was the Broncos all the way through this game. We mentioned it in our Amy Kelly Keys to the Game. Keep the pace up, keep the momentum building, and the Broncos managed to do just that. It felt a bit stale in the early 3 innings or so, but come around to the middle of the game, that 4th inning, Delaney Hill stepping up to the plate with 2 runners on base. What an immense half inning that ended up being for the Broncos. They had 2 on in January, and McFarland and Delaney Hill stepped up to the plate. You could see it in her eyes all the way from the outfield. She just had a feeling for victory in her. And she got a hold of every fiber of that softball, sending it straight towards our cameras over here in deep center field. Cotto having to run all the way over in between center field and right field, diving to make the catch. It went just on the far side of her glove, and that really was the moment that sealed victory for the home team. It was that close all game long. Kaylin O'Rourke had an amazing game, pitched 90 pitches, and had 62 of those were strikes. That is incredibly rare. On the flip side, for the Broncos, Brielle D had 73 pitches, 47 strikes. Both pitchers above 60% strikes. That is unheard of in high school softball. And Brielle D able to come away with the victory, clinch that win. And boy, howdy, does it feel good for those girls in black with the white stripes. As the Broncos claim the regional championship yet again here on the campus of Spring Hill High School. Those halftime stats that I mentioned were brought to you by Supreme Mechanical Solutions. When your thermostat is too hot or too cold, call Supreme Mechanical Solutions. Learn more at smsofkc.com. Check them out on Facebook or call 913-433-4567. And our Chamber of Connection, my oh my. Our Chamber of Connection, which is brought to you by Spring Hill Chamber of Commerce, reminding you to support our community and shop local. Keep up to date with Chamber events by visiting them online at springhillks.org. The Chamber of Connection, it absolutely has to be Delaney Hill with that softball. My word, her bat connected with that ball, and I thought for sure it was going to burst open when it made contact with the metal of her bat. At the very least, it left a nice imprint over here. Certainly going to need to be filled in this outfield. When it hit the earth, we felt it rock like a meteor into this planet. And my goodness, the Broncos are celebrating down there with their families, with their fans, with their coaches, and the babies of the coaches. You'll love to see it. We'll be right back with some more Spring Hill Sports Live. We're still going to try to get you that interview with head coach Corey Kotzer. We're just going to let him celebrate real quick for the time being. So when we get back, we're going to try to have that interview for you. Keep it right here on Spring Hill Sports Live.
For more than 20 years, Gherkin Rental has been the place to go to get the job done in eastern Kansas and western Missouri. With a huge selection of quality equipment, from roll-offs to trailers, telehandlers to generators, power washers to popcorn makers. Experienced equipment professionals and clean, well-maintained tools to help you get the job done right the first time. Gherkin Rental. Stop by any of their 13 locations across the KC Metro or call 855-GHERKINS. That's 855-437-5367.
Up your lawn care game at Hers Inc. in Spring Hill. We have one of the area's largest and most diverse selections of lawnmowers, including top brands like Altos, Bobcat, Gravely, Dixie Chopper, and Red Max. Quality built machines for any size job. And when you get your mower at Hers, we offer full service and repairs covered by your warranty. From the backyard to the back 40, the all-star lineup of mowers at Hers will make you the captain of the lawn. See the full lineup at hersinc.net. Call 913-247-3530 or just stop on by.
Ladies, do you know what you want to drink?
Ooh, yeah, I'll have the unlimited coffee.
Me too. You got some coffee?
You know, back in my day, unlimited meant there were no limits. But you need a limit. Tired of paying for unlimited offers that leave you feeling limited? Experience Limitless with Go Brawley.
The industry's most advanced equipment and training, state-of-the-art diagnostic tools, and the small-town friendly service you expect. That's J&T Auto Service in Spring Hill. Eliminate the veil of uncertainty with J&T Auto's digital diagnostic process. This unique service ensures transparency, clear communication, and documentation, allowing for a quick and complete repair. To learn more or to schedule an appointment, call 913-592-6424. You can also visit jtautoinc.com.
What is typically a daunting, frustrating, and intimidating experience was enjoyable and exciting because of Amy. She listened to what we envisioned for our future home and was able to show us houses that reflected this. She was with us every step of the way, taking the time to answer our phone calls and text. We ended up with our dream home all thanks to Amy.
Feel at home while you find your next home with Amy Kelly of Reese Nichols Real Estate. Amy goes above and beyond for her clients and even makes a contribution to Ronald McDonald House with every closing. Contact Amy Kelly to buy or sell your home.
Elliott Group is a proud supporter of Spring Hill and USD 230. At Elliott Group, we work, live, and shop in your local communities. Serving Miami and Johnson counties for more than 45 years, Elliott Group understands your needs. As an independent insurance agency, Elliott Group works with numerous carriers to find the coverage that best fits your needs. In Spring Hill, call 913-592-5552 or visit ElliottInsuranceGroup.com.
Auction Bank community banking at its best. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Massage is more than relaxation. Apex Massage Therapy can go beyond with targeted work for headaches and sinuses, myofascial releases, trigger point therapy, neuromuscular therapy, reflexology, cupping, and hot stones. Kylie's hands go right to the problem areas and work out all the issues. She is certified in prenatal massages, oncology, lymphatic drainage, pre- and post-surgery massages, and she can also work on minors and athletes. For openings and specials, like and follow Apex MT on Facebook.
Michael Grant at Farm Bureau Financial Services is a proud supporter of Spring Hill and cheering on the Broncos. At Farm Bureau Financial Services, their number one goal is to protect you and your family. Insurance is complicated and not one size fits all. Michael and his team take pride in the relationship they build with their client members. Let them work with you to customize a plan that protects your livelihood and your future. To learn more, call Michael Grant at Farm Bureau Financial Services 913-592-2336 or visit them at 117 South Main in Spring Hill.
Are you looking for a trusted heating and air conditioning contractor? Look no further than Comfort Designs, Spring Hill's heating and air conditioning company. Comfort Designs Heating and Air has 100% NATE certified technicians who are friendly, knowledgeable, and ready to help. They'll care for your home and complete the job with speed and precision. Locally owned and operated right here in Spring Hill for more than 20 years, Comfort Designs Heating and Air Conditioning. See all they have to offer at comfortdesigns.net. Or schedule your appointment at 913-592-4453.
Welcome back to your post-game show, sponsored by Shoemaker Collision and Paint Center. We have head coach, the winning head coach of the champion Broncos here, Corey Kotzer. Coach, how are you feeling after that win?
Well, it's hard not to be overjoyed, excited, over the moon. I mean, talk about any expression you can come up with as whether you're a high school player, high school coach. I mean, that's the ultimate, is to make the state tournament, and then whatever happens there is just icing on top of the cake. So, yeah, it's hard not to be super enjoyed, and for the girls that are out there continuing to celebrate, take pictures and all that, that's what it's all about right there, making those memories.
Absolutely. And you were just telling me that sometimes it can get hard in the middle of the season where the players may not understand why you're pushing them as hard as you are and wanting them just to see their own potential. And what did it take in this game, at least? It felt like everything was clicking, as you mentioned. What does it take when a player wakes up, and what does it take out of you to get that out of them? Or is it just simply everything just coming together and the stars aligning?
Well, I mean, luckily I have a great coaching staff that I can, kind of turn things over to, and they take it and run with it. And when they play defense like they did today in a close ball game like this where every out is so important, I mean, the credit goes to them. But in terms of, how do you go about pushing them, and it's tough because I know there are times when, especially in the middle of the season, when we were not playing extremely well, we were definitely headed in the opposite direction of what you saw tonight. And, I think there was some of them that was like, wait a second here, this is supposed to be fun. And I kept talking, it will be fun at the end. I promise you it will be, if you just and credit goes to them. They have continued to buy in. They've continued to do whatever we ask. They don't question it, at least verbally. Maybe behind our backs they do. But,
Sure.
But then when a situation like this happens, then they see.
They get it.
So, and when you've got 7 sophomores, I think it is, that are in their first regionals, they really, throughout the season, are kind of questioning, wait a second, what, this is not. The older kids who've been with me for 2 or 3 years, they know. They know what the expectation is and how hard I'm going to push and drive them, and they get it. And so this is how you continue to build. Is now they've seen it, they understand. Okay, so now we'll head to Wichita.
There you go. Fantastic. Well, you had 2 players that had standout performances today, Brielle D and your catcher on the other side of the ball, Delaney Hill, both of which Delaney Hill had that massive hit in the bottom of the 4th inning that gave your team the lead, and you held it through thanks to the pitching from Brielle D. What do you have to say about those 2?
So, well, that's your senior leadership right there to a T. We're lucky because Brielle is someone who moved into the school district 2 years ago. I believe it was from one of the Shawnee Mission schools. And, last year we had 2 all-state pitchers, and she had to bide her time. And I know when you saw what she did tonight, it's kind of hard to bide your time when.
Absolutely.
But credit to her, she never complained. She took the ball over on the JV field, continued to work, knowing this was going to be her year. And as you can see, I mean, you hold that team to 0 runs over 7 innings. That says all that needs to be said. And as for Delaney, Delaney's the first young lady that's been through the program with me since I've been here. She's the first one to make it all the way through. And luckily I've had her in advisory in school, so we've had a really good opportunity to just sit and talk and get to know one another. And I could not be prouder for that young lady. All of our seniors, they do so much community work out in the community that people don't know about, and they do it just because they enjoy it. Delaney has got so many things going. I don't know how she manages to play softball and do everything that she does. And this is by far, you talk about a kid who she's been a 3-year starter for me, who has just continuously worked, gotten better, done everything that we ask, and right there comes up with the game-winning hit. And I'll tell you a little secret behind what goes on in the dugout. I don't bunt. And anybody that knows me, I don't give up outs. And when Nora came up and laid that beautiful bunt down, the only reason I did it was because Delaney was coming up behind. And you can ask the people in the coaches in the dugout. When I walked in, they were like, "You don't bunt. What are you doing?" And I was like, the only reason I did is because Delaney was coming up behind it. And that
was the difference.
Yes.
That was the difference in the game. And with a successful softball program that you're building here, clearly evident by this, you said you had state pitchers last year. You have a run towards state this year. Other success across Spring Hill sports. We have the soccer team, the girls soccer team, headed on Thursday to Piper. They won their regional here this evening.
Fantastic.
The boys baseball team in the bottom of the 4th, last I checked, were up 5-0 in their championship game.
They just told me walking over here. So
what does all of this success say about the athletics program here at Spring Hills High School?
Well, I think it tells you the type of students that go to school here. And it's, see people sit there and say, well, that's great, you have athletic success. But I bet if you look behind the curtains and if you ask, they're also great students. As I mentioned, you got Delaney and Brielle and Julia, who do so much volunteer work out in the community. And that I believe they're all 3.7 GPAs and better. In fact, I think Julia's a 4.0. Delaney's not too far behind it. Brielle's right behind her. And I've said this since the first day that I started coaching, is that if you want to build successful programs, that whether it be baseball, soccer, softball, football, have good students. Because they're willing to learn, they can learn, and most of the time, you got good people. I think there's a direct correlation, and I think that's why you see. I think there's good people across the boards that are out for Spring Hill athletics, and I think that's why you see the success that you're having now.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for joining us here on the broadcast, Coach. We really appreciate you taking the time, and congratulations on a great season.
Thank you. Appreciate you having
Good luck
me.
in the postseason.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Of course. That was head coach Corey Kotzer, and we will be right back, potentially with some state softball action as we head towards the postseason. Coach Kotzer getting some chants from his coaching staff and his family and his friends out there on the diamond, still ready to go. And the party will just continue on from here. It's only a Tuesday, but certainly a lot of fun to be had here in Spring Hill. So that will do it for us here on Spring Hill Sports Live. Final score in this championship as the Broncos claim it 2-0 over Topeka Seaman High School. Broncos are yet again 5A Class Acacia Region 2 champions. That's all for Caden Carbajo. I'm Tristan Jordan. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have a great night.
You've been watching Spring Hill High School Sports on your home for the Broncos, Spring Hill Sports Live. Spring Hill Sports Live is presented by Strode Orthodontics, creating beautiful, healthy smiles. Learn more at StrodeOrtho.com. Also by and be sure to catch every second of the action right here on your home for the Broncos, Spring Hill Sports Live.